Alright, this is reflection number 9 for me for 586, and it's nice to feel like I'm pretty close to finishing up my literature review. I have probably 90 to 95% of it all completed. I feel good about the organization and the structure of the literature review. I feel good about my introduction, and I'm pretty confident that I've organized it in a manner that makes a lot of sense. I feel good about the method section that I recently updated, or added rather, since my last reflection, in terms of the selection of the material, the theoretical perspective being constructivism, and so I defined some of the central terms that would be found in my paper. And then nothing really has changed in terms of the way in which I organize my relevant scholarship. I still have my section on teaching and learning through historical inquiry. I have my section on technology enhanced instruction, and then I have my third section on how the internet is impacting the social studies classroom, and where the studies have been conducted include pre-service training, problem-based in students that are learning, and digital history. And then actually I have a fourth section I added, which is limitations and barriers. So in other words, with all the potential that the internet provides for changing the way social studies can be taught to make it more engaging and to really train students to think historically, which will help them in other areas, why is it not being used more often? And so I included that section on limitations and barriers, which will then help me to write my last section, which is the last thing I have to do. I did briefly start my conclusion, but I have really yet to write the bulk of that. But so my next step is to just summarize my key points and I guess propose a couple options for future research on this subject. So other than that, and then just fixing some APA errors that I made on my last draft. There's a couple questions I have, but I'm going to have to refer to the manual to do that. Other than that, I feel pretty good about the process. I learned a lot about the topic. I learned how to write a literature review and how to set up the different categories that are required for a literature review. So now it's just a matter of writing that conclusion and fixing any APA errors.